Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope you all fine. So today, my group want to present it about the problem of translation. So before we start the presentation, we would like to introduce ourselves. So my name is Abdullah Zakaria and my student ID number is 19320019, and the next is Muhammad Umar Hamdani with student ID number is 19320004, and then Muhammad Bambang Suryati with student ID number 19320005. Next, in the first section, I want to talking about what is a translation problem. A translation problem means the difficulty or difficulties we face when we translate. It makes us stop, think, search, and rewrite what we want to translate. And then it may result from grammar, words, style, and sound. Thus we have grammatical, lexical, stylistic, and phonological problem. Next, the problem in translation. There are two problems in translation, but literally there are many problems in translation, but my group just mentioned two problems. And then the first problem is grammatical problem, and the second problem is ambiguity. Next, the first grammatical problem. Grammatical problem has many kinds. So the first is change the clarity of meaning. For example, SL, you are the ones who's been passing me to get back on the horse. TL, kau menyuruhku berkencan lagi. So the explain is the translator use explanatory technique to translate. To get back on the horse. In the above speech, the translator clarifies the term to get back on the horse to become the true meaning of berkencan lagi. Next. And then the next is addition and subtraction of information. For example, SL, but what about Angel? I asked my best friend, did she get the necklace? Yeah. Tetapi bagaimana si Dora? Dia sudah terima itu kalung. And then the explanation is in the example, a complete clause is added to make the TL text smoother. The reduction of information is reflected in the deletion of words or parts in the SL text in the TL text. Next.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Bambang Suryati and my number 19320005. Check interpersonal relationship. Example, this meeting will discuss the electoral system in Indonesia. Kita akan membahas sistem pemilu di Indonesia dalam pertemuan ini. In the example above, the relationship between the weather and the radar is the tactile, distant, or impersonal. By using the word kita, the relationship become close at. Next, a problem in categories number. Example, two books, dua buku, buku, dua buk, bukan dua buku-buku. Some books, beberapa buku, bukan beberapa buku-buku. Few people, beberapa orang, bukan beberapa orang-orang. Problem in categories gender. I see a beautiful woman in your house. The word woman is translated into perempuan in bahasa Indonesia. The word perempuan is indeed defined as feminine in bahasa Indonesia. Next, problem in categories person. Example, his and her are possessive adjectives of third singular pronoun with his is from he masculine and her is from she feminine. Bahasa Indonesia has only dia to translate them, so that the translation is dia or dia. Next, problem in categories of tense. Example, the basic not-asik tenses from government has been considered complete from population with overage people. Bantuan sembako dari pemerintah dinilai sudah cukup untuk penduduk yang lebih dari 5.000 jiwa. In this sentence, the form has been considered indicated present perfect. In bahasa Indonesia, perfect is marked by temporal determiner telah or sudah. Next, problem in void. Example, the account manager fell when he realized the fall of stock company fell to the lowest point in history. Manager group itu terjatuh ke lantai ketika menyadari bahwa nilai saham perusahaan jatuh ketika terendah sepanjang sejarahnya. The word fell has the first form fall. It can be active or passive sentence with the manager of the bank and the agent or the affected entity.
Okay, now we enter to grammatical problem in voice. We know that in English there are two voice, is passive voice and active voice. We can find a problem of translation in voice so that directly we look to the example. The group manager fell when he realized the value of stock company fell to the lowest point in history. Manajer AH Group itu terjatuh ke lantai ketika menyadari bahwa nilai saham perusahaan jatuh ke titik terendah sepanjang sejarahnya. The word fell has the first form fall. It can be active or passive sentence with the manager of the bank as the agent or the affected entity. Next, ambiguity. Ambiguity comes from Latin ambiguitas, meaning acting both ways. Something is ambiguous when it can be understood in two or more possible sense or ways. Example, Tom called his father last night. They talked for an hour. He said he would be home the next day. In this sentence, we know pronoun he, referring to Tom or his father. It named ambiguity, or we don't know the exact of referent is. It's not clear because we don't know. He in this sentence referring to Tom is referring to Tom or his father. It's ambiguity. Next, lexical ambiguity in polysemy. A polysemy is a word of or phrase with multiple meanings which may exist in nouns, verbs, adjective, etc. It makes translation difficult. For example, the children are playing in the bank. The example both says bank is a river bank, not bank is place to store money. So this is the ambiguity. Next, and the second in phonological ambiguity. Phonological ambiguities are two or more words which sound the same and have different meanings. Language can contain ambiguity and more than one way to compose a set of sounds into word. Example, ice cream for ice cream. Ice cream and ice cream have a similar sound but different meaning. It can be a problem because ice cream means saya berteriak, while ice cream means is ice cream. It's be a problem because we just listen sounds without the in without we cannot read it. Okay, next, syntactic ambiguity. In English grammar, syntactic ambiguity, also called structural ambiguity or grammatical ambiguity, is the presence of two or more possible meanings within a single sentence or sequence of words, as opposite to lexical ambiguity, which is the presence of two or more possible meanings within a single word. The example is, the professor said on Monday he would give an exam. This sentence means either that it was on Monday that professor told the class about the exam, or that the exam would be given on Monday. We know that full stop in the sentence is so important in order to the sentence not ambiguous. Okay, next. Okay, thank you. That's uh, that's all of the material in this group, from this group. And the last essay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.